Day 99 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, guys, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem. You know how we do. Still doing LeetCode every day, guys. So put your seatbelt on and strap in because we got a long journey ahead of us, guys. We're just getting started, but guess what? We're still going. We're still staying disciplined, and we're still motivated, guys. So I hope you guys are holding on to that motivation and keeping that discipline going because we're just getting started, guys. We're still at the beginning of our LeetCode journey, but we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to put one foot in front of the other until we get to the very end, guys. And we're just getting started, but we're still on day 99. That's something to be excited about. We're one day away from 100 LeetCode problems, guys. If you've been sticking with this channel this whole time, I hope you guys have learned something. I hope you guys are excited and happy about making it this far because I guarantee you everybody who started with this channel at the beginning did not make it this far to day 99, guys. We're day 99 and we're still going. Don't feel any signs of getting tired. Don't feel any signs of any burnout, guys. Hope you guys feel the same way because we have a lot more learning to do and we have a lot more programming to do on our journey to becoming the best programmers in the world, guys. Now, with that being said, let's get started. But before we get started, don't forget, guys, don't forget. Bring your mouse right over here and click that subscribe button for me, guys. Then after you click that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button for me, guys and gals. And after you smash that like button, go ahead over to the comment section. Drop two bank emojis in the comment section for me so we can run up this engagement and we could get this content out to a broader audience and get more people interested in learning Swift and get more people aware of the Swift programming language. We're trying to do our part to help build the Swift community, guys. It's a growing community and we have to make sure that we do our part to make sure that it keeps growing and keep building on top of the foundation that we already have. Now, with all that being said, today we have question number 2,798, number of employees who met the target. The difficulty level is easy, so you already know how we do. We're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand, guys, because we're all trying to learn here, and there's no point in writing code that nobody understands. So right now we're doing some easy array problems because we really want to strengthen our foundation and get a grasp on the fundamentals of our programming and LeetCode journey. And in order to do that, it's good to start with arrays and strings. And in this case, we're starting with arrays. We'll get to the easy strings later. I'm thinking we'll do about a month of these. That'll be about 30 problems of easy arrays. So get excited about that because we're going to learn some stuff today, guys. And before now let's see what the question says. It says there are n employees in a company numbered 0 to n minus 1. Each employee I has worked for hours in the company. So this represents the index, guys. If you don't know, this represents the value of the index, just so you know. So each employee is going to be represented by the index. The hours I is going to be represented by the value of that index. Example, the number of hours that they worked in the company. The company requires each employee to work at least target hours. You are given a zero index array of non-negative integers hours of length and a non-negative integer target. Return the integer denoting the number of employees who worked at least target hours, guys. So what we want to do is we're basically given the input hours. In this case, hours is an array of integers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The target is 2. We want to count how many employees worked 2 hours. So if we look at this example, the output is 3. The output is 3 because there's 1, 2, 3 employees who work 2 hours. Excuse me, guys. And the 2 comes from the target. So the output is 3. Let's look at the explanation just in case. Make sure, see what it says. It says the company wants each employee to work at least 2 hours. That's where this target comes from. Then it says employee 0 work for 0 hours and then meet the target. So remember, guys, I represents the employee or the index. Hours I represents the value of that index or how many hours they worked. So employee 0 is at 0, index 0, and he worked 0 hours. Then we come to employee 1, worked for 1 hour and didn't meet the, excuse me, I don't know what's going on today, guys. Employee 1 worked for 1 hour and didn't meet the target. So we come to index 1. Index 1 only worked 1 hour. That's not equal to 2, so he didn't meet the target, or she. Then we have employee 2 worked for 2 hours and met the target. So we come to index 2. Index 2 has a value of 2. So index 2 worked 2 hours, which met the target. So that puts the count at 1. Then employee 3 worked for 3 hours and met the target. So index 3 has a value of 3, worked for 3 hours. That's greater than 2, so they met the target. That puts the count at 2. Then employee 4 worked for 4 hours. Dang. Employee 4 worked for 4 hours and met the target. So index 4 is employee 4, worked 4 hours. That's greater than 2. So they met the target overall. There are 3 employees who met the target, which are these 3 employees right here. So let's look at example 2 where the index doesn't necessarily isn't necessarily the same as the amount of hours worked, so we could really make it make sense. So in this case, we have the input hours array of integers 5, 1, 4, 2, and 2. This case, the target is 2, so we check index 0. The employee at index 0 only worked 5 hours. That is less than 6, so he did not meet the target. Employee at index 1 worked 1 hour. That's less than 6, so he did not meet the target. Employee 2 worked for 4 hours. That's less than 6, so they did not meet the target. Employee 2 worked for 2 hours. Employee 3 worked for 2 hours. That's less than 6, so they did not meet the target. And employee 4 also worked for 2 hours. That's less than 6, so they did not meet the target. And again, it's a 0 indexed array, so it's employee 0, employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, and employee 4. None of them met the target, which is 6, which is why the output is 0. Explanation: the company wants each employee to work for at least 6 hours. There are 0 employees who met the target, guys. Somebody's getting fired. Now that we understand the question, let's write the code, guys. And guess what, guys? Guess what? We got a one-liner. So you know what that means. You already know we're keeping the solution as simple and easy to understand. And in this case, we have one line of code. It's all it takes. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to say return. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to say hours, which comes from right here. Then we are going to say dot filter. Boom. Then we are going to open up the brackets. We're going to put a $0, and remember, this $0 represents each element in the array. So we're going to put a greater than sign or equal to sign, and then we are going to put target. So this is going to loop through the array and see which elements in the array are greater than or equal to the target. Then we're going to come out here and say count, excuse me. And then that's all she wrote, y'all. Let's run it and see if it works. Let's see, guys. One line of code and it's accepted. So let's break this down one more time for those who don't understand this $0, because it gave me some trouble too. So this it's just a quick way of looping through the array for each element. So it represents each element in the array. So what it's going to do, it's going to check if each element in the array is greater than the target. So first, and then with the filter, it's going to filter them out, right? So first it's going to check, we're looking at example 2. First it's going to check 5 to see if that's greater or equal to the target. It's going to say no. Then we're going to check 1 to see if that's greater than or equal to the target. It's going to say no. Then we're going to check this one to see 4 to see if it's greater than or equal to the target. It's going to say no. Then we're going to do for this thing, for this index for 2 to see if it's greater than or equal to the target. It's going to say no. Then we're going to check this one and see if it's greater than or equal to the target. It's going to say no. So it's not going to filter any elements, but that's basically what it does. This just represents each element in the array, and it's going to check if each element is greater than or equal to the target and return the ones or filter the ones out that are, guys. So that's how that works. Let's submit it and see what happens when we submit it. Make sure it's still good. Make sure everything's still running smoothly. And there it is, guys. 7 milliseconds beats 62.79% of users with Swift, guys. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'd like to see. I hope you guys learned something today. I hope you guys are still disciplined and motivated, because I want to see you guys here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. I'll see you guys then. Peace.